Hi everyone, my name is Marc Bates. I'm a metabolic health coach, and today's topic is strong muscles, stronger brains. Did you know that strong muscles build stronger brains? Yeah, your brain craves the metabolic magic that happens when you lift weights. The surprising relationship between muscles and mind represents one of the most underappreciated connections in human physiology. While most people understand that resistance training builds physical strength, what's less appreciated is how profoundly these changes affect cognitive function. The science reveals something remarkable. Your muscles aren't just for movement, they are metabolic powerhouses that directly influence how your brain functions. Your muscles are metabolic engines. The brain demands extraordinary resources. Although it comprises only 2% of body mass, it consumes approximately 20% of the body's energy, making glucose regulation critical for cognitive function. This is where muscles enter the picture. Skeletal muscle serves as the body's primary glucose sink. Trained muscle takes up 2 to 3 times more glucose per kilogram of tissue than untrained muscle, even at rest. This glucose-hungry characteristic makes muscle tissue a potent regulator of metabolic health. When researchers examine the relationship between body composition and brain structure, they consistently find something striking. Muscle mass positively correlates with brain volume in healthy individuals and those with early Alzheimer's disease. This connection isn't coincidental. It reflects a fundamental biological relationship. Strength does matter more than size. We're not talking about being bodybuilders here. While muscle mass can matter, strength emerges as an even more powerful predictor of cognitive function. When researchers control for multiple factors, they consistently find that stronger people demonstrate better cognitive performance regardless of age. This relationship holds even in elite athletes, where greater grip strength correlates with larger brain volumes in regions controlling movement and coordination. Why does strength have such profound effects on brain function? Well, the answer lies partially in what happens during resistance training itself. When muscles work against resistance, they produce lactate, a molecule once considered merely a waste product. We now understand that lactate crosses the blood-brain barrier and triggers the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. You've heard me talk about that in previous videos, which supports neuroplasticity and cognitive performance. Those are good. This metabolic signaling directly influences brain health, like a conversation between your working muscles and brain. The exercise that fights all aging hallmarks. Resistance training stands alone in its comprehensive benefits. It's the only intervention that addresses all 9 established hallmarks of aging, including muscle loss, increased body fat, decreased bone density, and impaired cognitive function. Thus, it is uniquely powerful for maintaining muscle and brain health throughout the lifespan. This matters because cognitive decline doesn't happen in isolation. It's intimately connected to metabolic health. Prediabetes and type 2 diabetes accelerate cognitive decline, with elevated HbA1c being one of the strongest predictors of cognitive impairment. Resistance training directly addresses this risk factor by improving glucose metabolism. The evidence for direct cognitive benefits is compelling. Resistance training twice weekly for 6 months significantly improved cognitive function. In older adults with mild cognitive impairment, oh. In older adults with mild cognitive impairment with benefits persisting 12 months after training ended. These findings challenge us to reconsider how we think about muscles. They are not merely cosmetic or functional tissue, they are a metabolic organ that directly supports brain health. Not all training is equal. The specific type of resistance training matters. Cooperative exercises incorporating balance components, yoga, dance, martial arts, show the most significant cognitive benefits when combined with resistance training. This suggests that complex movement patterns further enhance brain function beyond what strength training alone provides. Blood flow restriction, BFR, training offers a promising alternative for those with physical limitations. By partially restricting venous return from returning working muscles while using lighter weights, BFR produces significant lactate accumulation that can cross the blood-brain barrier and stimulate BDNF production. This approach allows individuals to gain neurological benefits despite using weights as low as 20 to 30% of their maximum capacity, making it accessible for elderly populations or those recovering from injury. Okay, real quick, please like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to get notified. It does help this channel a great deal, and I'm going to thank you in advance for that. How much muscle is enough? Well, a common question emerges. How much muscle do we need for optimal brain health? Research suggests that fat-free mass indexes, FFMI, of 16 to 17 for women and 20 to 21 for men represent the sweet spot for minimizing mortality risk. While these ranges likely apply to cognitive health, the good news, no heroics are required here. You don't need to look like a competitive bodybuilder to reap the cognitive benefits. What matters most is that you have enough muscle mass to regulate glucose metabolism effectively and produce the signaling molecules that support brain function. This means maintaining muscle mass in the top third or half of the population for age and sex. Even more encouraging, resistance training can shift your physiological age curve. Regular lifters maintain the strength of someone 10 to 20 years younger, creating a substantial buffer against age-related decline. Practical recommendations. Based on the research, here's what an effective brain-boosting resistance training program might look like. Frequency, anywhere between 1 to 3 sessions per week. Volume, look to do 4 to 10 sets per muscle group weekly. Okay? And you can spread, that out over the week. Intensity, moderate to high, with some sets approaching muscular failure. You do want to get to that point. That's what builds muscle. Exercises, compound movements that engage multiple muscle groups. So getting on the machines may not be the best exercise here, but doing free weights or something requires you to use smaller muscles in conjunction with the big muscles might make more sense. Progression, gradually, and I mean gradually, increase weight or repetitions over time. We're not trying to kill ourselves here in the gym. Protein intake, do make sure you get enough protein, 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight daily. Okay? For those unable or unwilling to lift traditional weights, alternatives include body weight exercises. That's using your own body weight, push-ups, pull-ups, things like that. Right? Resistance bands, those work great especially for older people who may not have the training in the gym anymore. Blood flow restriction training, and you have to find somebody who knows what they're doing on that one. Or electrical muscle stimulation, potentially. I don't know how well that works, but that's an option if you are not used to going to the gym and you need something at least to get yourself started. The key is consistency. Once you've established a base level of strength and muscle mass, even one session per week can maintain gains. Beyond the barbell, the most profound insight from this research may be that resistance training creates a physiological capacity that enables broader cognitive engagement. By increasing physical function, resistance training allows people to maintain active, social, and engaged in cognitively demanding activities throughout their life. This creates a virtuous cycle where physical capacity supports cognitive activities that enhance brain health. Education remains the most single productive factor against cognitive decline. Physical function allows people to continue learning, socializing, and challenging their brains. Activities that maintain cognitive reserves. This explains why cognitive decline often accelerates after retirement. As demand decreases, the function follows. Your brain, like your muscles, atrophies when not regularly challenged. Do brain challenging things, and exercise. Once again, you don't necessarily have to go to the gym. Here's a couple doing yoga. Yoga is very helpful. It moves the entire body. The future of brain health. As our understanding of the muscle-brain connection deepens, resistance training becomes increasingly essential as preventative medicine for cognitive health. This knowledge empowers us, giving us the tools to take control of our mental well-being. The metabolic benefits extend far beyond aesthetics or athletic performance. They directly address the underlying mechanisms of cognitive decline through improved glucose regulation, decreased inflammation, and enhanced neuroplasticity. Perhaps most importantly, resistance training represents one of the few interventions we can control. While we cannot change our genetics or completely escape environmental factors, we can engage in regular resistance training. The evidence suggests that regular resistance training may be one of the most powerful choices for long-term brain health. This offers hope in the fight against cognitive decline, inspiring us to take action. Your muscles and your brain are engaged in a constant vital conversation. Through resistance training, you can ensure that this conversation remains vibrant and beneficial throughout life, keeping you engaged and connected to your body. Strong muscles truly do build stronger brains. What's the future of brain health? As our understanding of the muscle-brain connection deepens, resistance training becomes increasingly essential as preventative medicine for cognitive health. This knowledge empowers us, giving us the tools to take control of our mental well-being. The metabolic benefits extend far beyond aesthetics or athletic performance. They directly address the underlying mechanisms of cognitive decline through improved glucose regulation, decreased inflammation, and enhanced neuroplasticity. Perhaps, most importantly, resistance training represents one of the few interventions we can control. While we cannot change our genetics or completely escape our environmental factors, we can engage in regular resistance training. Okay? So keep it up. The future here is not just what you eat, though. What you eat is probably 80% of the battle. Getting your body moving is very important. And resistance training, training that increases your muscles and gets them active, is very important. Okay? So, no matter how old you are, find somebody who can help you. You can get started by just doing, activities at home. Push-ups, pull-ups, sprints, those types of exercises are absolutely fantastic. If you get a gym and there's a trainer there who can help you get started, make use of them. Make use of machines or weight training that involves multiple muscle groups, right? So there's a big difference between using a machine that limits, like if you're doing exercises for bicep. If you're using the bicep machine, the machine's designed to isolate just on your biceps and doesn't help. But if you're using, let's say, barbells or dumbbells, right, you have to physically control that weight throughout the entire movement. You're using all kinds of additional small muscle groups and small controls that are far better, right? And I've worked out in the gym for quite a while. Trust me, free weights are far better than machines if you can get them and use them properly. Don't kill yourself, and get a good trainer who knows what they're doing. Okay, so work out. It's good for you, and you do simple things. One of my favorite things in the morning is I do Tai Chi. It is actually a great stretching exercise that actually does help build muscles. And if you're getting older, like I am, sometimes that's the best thing you can do. is just do that. Use your body weight to accentuate movements. So just get moving. And it doesn't matter where you're at in your physical performance. Just get started. Walk around the block if nothing else. Just do something. Okay? It does help. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the appropriate section. If you have any ideas for something you'd like me to research and put up as a video for you, please put it in there. Let me start looking into it. We're here as a community. We're here to help each other. Thank you very much.